Are there any further speakers?
Yes, Mr. Deputy President. I seek the call.
The Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy President. I rise to lead for the Opposition on the Statute Law, Miscellaneous Provisions Bill Number 2, 2017. The objects of the bill are, as per usual, to make minor amendments to various acts and instruments and to amend certain other acts and instruments for the purposes of effecting statute law revision, in this case in Schedule 4, and to repeal various acts and instruments and provisions of acts and an instrument in Schedule 5, and to make other provisions of a consequential or ancillary nature contained in Schedules 3, 6 and indeed 1 and 2. I won't enumerate the many minor matters that are tended to, but in keeping in the tradition of statute law revisions, because they are meant to be of such a minor, indeed a housekeeping nature, it proceeds on the basis of a convention of consensus, and when parties or members have difficulties with one or more provisions, by convention those matters are removed. I acknowledge that as an objection, and in keeping with the tradition applicable to legislation of this kind, which I note in recent times has not always been followed, the opposition has identified changes to the National Parks and Wildlife Act on page 9, clause 1.14, items 1 and 2, and Schedule 5 on page 38, item 3, and also to the Residential Tenancies Act 2010 on page 2, clause 1.18, items 1 and 2. And I note in the amendments that the government has circulated that the government has encapsulated those amendments and also a couple of others no doubt raised by other persons, for which I thank the government. And in relation to at least one of them, which is dealt with by Government Amendment number 3, it seems that the draftsperson was trying to overcome a policy matter that this House dealt with in a substantive bill, where the government, I think, in its wisdom, accepted a Christian Democratic Party amendment in the debate, but this bill would have, unintentionally of course, I'm sure, would have had the effect of undoing that policy change. So I thank the government for adopting the long-standing tradition of proceeding only by way of consensus and for proposing amendments that address those matters. The opposition does not oppose the legislation.